What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be playing with the Poppy Quiet palette from Titanium Foxes. This is a new indie brand that launched in January of this year. This is actually their second eyeshadow palette. They do have the Poppy Storm palette, and I debated picking up both, but I wanted to try the formula before I committed to both of them. So if I like this one, then I will more than likely go back and pick up the other one as well. But this is a French indie brand, and like I said, they are new to the scene, and I'm really excited about this one. I've been seeing their posts all over Instagram. I'm assuming they're from the brand owner. All kinds of looks using this palette, the other palette, and even combining both. And I was so intrigued just because the looks were so beautiful. So definitely go check them out over on Instagram. But this is what the palette looks like right here. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick little rundown of this palette. We're going to do some swatches, create a couple of different looks, and I'm going to give you my first impression thoughts on the formula of Titanium Foxes. So this is the Poppy Quiet palette. It does retail for roughly 63 US American dollars. Their website has all their prices listed in euros, so I had to Google the exchange rate and get an approximate price, and it came out to roughly $63. But this is what the outside packaging looks like. It is very sleek, simple, but still elegant at the same time. And this is the good, sturdy cardboard packaging as well. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel flimsy. It feels really nice. And then on the back, you do get all of the ingredients. These are also listed on their website as well, so if you're curious about that, you can definitely check it out. I will have the website listed down below in the description box per usual. And then when we open her up, this is what the color story looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. This is a 15 pan color story made up of mostly pastel shades in here. We do have some mid-tones, we do have a deep tone up here, but you get 8 mattes, and then you get 4 duochrome to multi-chrome shades, and then you have the 3 incandescent shades over here. And I think this is absolutely beautiful, and I'm so excited to use it. I'm excited to test out the quality, test out the formula, play with these shimmers in here, and create 2 different looks with this palette. Alright, y'all, so I did go ahead and zoom you in. My hair is out of my face and my eyes are already primed with my MAC paint pot. So let's go ahead and jump into this first look. I think what I really want to do is start out with these 3 mattes up here on the top row, and then maybe we'll throw in some color on my lower lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this shade right here, Velvet Light, in my crease, and then I'm just going to gradually deepen up with these 2 shades. So that's going to be Burnt Cloud and Shadow as well. So with a Morphe M504, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the shade Velvet Light, and I'm going to just kind of put this into my crease, building up a little bit of depth and definition to my lid. That's a really pretty, like, orange dreamsicle shade. It looks absolutely beautiful on the lid. I'm not getting any patching, any fallout. There is absolutely no kick up in the pan. So far, so good. This is going on really nicely. So with a Singe Beauty E04 brush, I'm just going to pick up that mid-tone brown called Burnt Cloud, and we're going to put this out here in my outer corner, giving me a little bit more depth, just slowly building up these colors, seeing how they perform, what kind of depth that we can get out of them, and if they're going to start to mud or patch or do anything weird. Alright, so this is the gradient that we have going on so far. I love the way that it looks. I'm loving the way everything is performing, but we're going to add a little bit more depth. You know I have to. So with a Morphe M506 brush, I'm going to go into that shade Shadow, which is like a really dark looking brown shade, and I'm just going to build up a little bit more depth out here. I'm not going to let it get away from me or take over the rest of the look. I just want to see how everything is going to perform. Alright, for the lower lash line, I want to pop in a splash of color. So I'm going to take this shade right here, which is called Shy Leaf, and we're just going to kind of fluff that along my lower lash line. I'm going to take a Game Beauty E08 brush and pick up that shade, and like I said, we're just going to fluff it right down here. Okay, let's go ahead and put some shimmer on this lid. So I did already go ahead and prime my lid with my NYX glitter primer, and we're gonna start with this shade up here. This one is called Silk Light, and I'm gonna put that all over my lid. And then I think I'm gonna take this one called Poppy Cry, put it on my inner corner, and maybe a little bit of Jeweled Beetle and put it along my lower lash line, just to give a little bit of glimmer and shimmer and see how the shimmer shades in this palette perform. So this is the shade Silk Light. Look at how absolutely gorgeous and iridescent reflective that is. This is super smooth whenever I picked it up. And oh my gosh. These are stunning. These are so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love that. And this is the shade Poppy Cry. I'm going to put this one on my inner corner. We're just going to pop it in right here. Oh, these are absolutely gorgeous. All right, y'all, so this is going to complete the first look with this palette, and I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. I love the pop of green on my lower lash line, and that iridescent shade that I used on my lid. Absolutely stunning. No fallout. It didn't emphasize texture. It wasn't chunky. It was nice and smooth, and it melted into that deep outer corner with perfection. I absolutely love the way that this turned out. But to finish off this look, I did go in with a ColourPop cream gel liner in the shade Wild Idea. This is one of their multi-chromes, and for my lid, I used the Glam Light Calligrapher liner and my NARS Climax mascara. But let's go ahead and pop into this second look. So for this look, I think I really want to play with these last 4 matte shades that we have. So I'm kind of thinking of maybe starting here with the shade Newborn Poppy and going into Contemplation. We'll probably use a little bit of this again to deepen up the outer corner, give me a little bit of depth, and then these 2 shades somehow on my lower lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this one right here, Newborn Poppy, and I'm just going to pick that up with a blinged brushes, what are you, an E24, and just kind of fluff this into the crease, again giving me some definition, building up that crease and the shape of my look. So this is the shade Newborn Poppy laid down on my lid. It's a really pretty dusty pink. It's not quite your traditional pastel pink. It's got a little bit more like dusty depth to it, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next shade. So I'm gonna take my Singe Beauty EO6 brush, and I'm gonna go into that really pretty like dusty lavender shade called Contemplation, and I'm gonna pop this into my outer corner. Again, building up some depth and giving me a little bit more definition. So I did get a little bit of kick up in the pan with that shade Contemplation, but I didn't get any fallout. It didn't transfer. And I did go back in with Newborn Poppy and just go right along my edge to kind of reiterate that color and soften the edge. But let's go ahead and deepen up this outer corner. So I'm just going to go back in with my same Morphe M506 brush that I used over here into the shade Shadow and deepen it up just a little bit out here. I'm loving the gradient on my lid. I love the way that everything is blending together. This shade right here, Shadow, works really well with different shades in here. I like how it looks a little bit more on the mauvey side over here, and it looks a little bit more on the brown side on this eye, so definitely a staple in this palette. But for the lower lash line, we're gonna do a gradient with these 2 shades. So I'm gonna go ahead and tight line with Poppy Shadow, and then I'm gonna smoke it out with Far Mountain. So I'm just taking a Singe Beauty EO7 brush, and I'm just going to tight line all the way across, keeping it nice and close, not smoking it out, kind of like a liner. So next I'm going to take a Blinged Brushes E22, and I'm going to go into that denim blue shade called Far Mountain and just lightly buff this out. All right, so for my lid, I really want to go in with this shade right here, which is called Poppy Gem, and put it all over my lid. And then for my inner corner, go in with Full Glam Poppy to give it a little bit of like an iridescent sparkle on the inner corner. So I've already gone in and primed my eye with my NYX Glitter Primer. So let's go ahead and pop this on the lid. Oh my gosh, can you see that shift, that green to purple? That is so pretty. All right, so I'm gonna take this shade right here, Full Glam Poppy, and I'm just gonna pop that into my inner corner right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this look. And that's going to complete the second look with this palette. I love it. That shade Poppy Gem on the lid is absolute perfection. It's so smooth and shifty and reflective. I love it. But to finish off this look, I did go in with a NYX Epic Wear liner in the shade Turquoise Storm, and then I just used my same liquid liner and mascara that I used over here. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom y'all out just a little bit, and we're going to chat about this palette. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and chat about this palette. Starting with the color story, I love it. It's unique. It's something different in my collection. Sure, I have these shades in other palettes, but I don't have them in like one curated palette like this, and I think it's beautiful. It's a little bit more on the dusty side of pastels, and I love that. I am definitely somebody who enjoys more muted, more grungy shades, more dusty shades, and this definitely goes with that. We've got some mid-tones. We've got a deepening up shade in here, and this shade right here, I love because it's pigmented, but it's not overly pigmented. You can build it up to as much saturation as you want, or you can kind of blow it out and keep it nice and soft. I did get to use every single matte in this palette, and I didn't have any issues with any of them. They all blended together nicely. I didn't have any patching, any skipping, zero fallout, nothing mudded up or did anything weird. The only thing was I did get some fallout in the pan with this shade right here, but it didn't translate to the lid, so that doesn't really bother me. But the matte formula in here is beautiful. I really enjoyed it. It's not anything that's like really, I guess, unique or anything innovative. It's just a good matte formula, something that's user-friendly, nothing that you would be disappointed in. But the shimmers in here are where this palette shines. I didn't get to use this one or this one right here, so I'll have to create more looks and test those out. But the ones that I did get to use are absolutely beautiful. These iridescent shades right here are so reflective and smooth on the lid. I didn't get any fallout. It didn't emphasize any texture. This shade right here, Poppy Gem, it's gorgeous. I love that it has like this purple to like green multi-chrome with a black base to it. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm a purple girly at heart, and I love that shade. But overall, I love this palette. I'm excited about this brand. I cannot wait to see what else they do in the future, and I'm definitely gonna have to pick up their other palette. That one is called Poppy Storm, and it's got more of like saturated jewel tones in it. So whenever I get that palette in, we'll create a couple looks with it, and maybe we'll even do one look with the two palettes together. But based off of everything that I've seen on Instagram, all the looks that have been posted, I am not disappointed at all in any way. I think this is beautiful, and I'm so happy that I got to pick it up. But that's going to be it for this video. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. Which look was your favorite? Have you heard of this brand? Have you picked up either of the palettes? I want to know all of your thoughts. Let's have that conversation down below in the description box. Have that conversation down below in the comment box, not the description box. But as usual, I also want to thank you all so much for watching my video and spending your time with me. It truly does mean so much to me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.